What is up, real estate family? My name is Mr. W and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now, if you are a real estate agent or a real estate broker, you want to achieve two things, okay? If you want to generate more leads and close more deals and sit back, relax, okay? Because this video is definitely for you, okay? And what we're going to speak about today is how much should you be spending on advertising, okay? It's a question I get almost all the time, okay? Mr. W, how much should I be spending on advertising? And will it be worth it? How much money will I get back? There's just obviously a ton of questions, but one of the things that I've seen a lot is that most real estate agents just want to find out what is their return on investment if they spend money on ads. Okay, particularly I would like to assume they think about online advertising, but for the lot of you, maybe for you guys who don't necessarily believe in online advertising, I'll be really worried if you guys don't believe in it. I would give you guys certain suggestions, but my best suggestion, honestly, to be honest, on the online advertising space is, minimum $400 a month. Now, can you spend less than that? Sure, you can. But again, it all depends on your conversion rate. So let me explain, okay? So with our agency, okay, we provide leads for real estate agents. We also provide appointments for our clients as well. And we've typically seen that, for $100, also depending on the cost per lead, depending on the strategy, depending on, the campaign, whether it's a buyer campaign or whether it's a seller lead campaign, we typically see that, around $100, again, really depending on the cost per lead. If the cost per lead is 50 cents, then, $100 will get them around 200 leads. If the cost per lead is $1, then $100 in would be 100 leads out. Okay, so it really does depend on the cost per lead. But one thing that I can say is if you want to get more sellers, your cost per lead is going to be expensive. It could be anywhere from $1 to $12, right? The dollar could mean two things, okay? The dollar cost per lead, right? So how much it's going to cost you to get that specific lead. If you're getting seller leads at $1, again, it could mean two things. One, right, your campaign is doing very well, okay, and because it's doing very well and your targeting is on point and your ad is basically speaking to your specific audience, that could mean that yes, you've got the right audience and now you're getting the audience for a cheap price. Or right, and it's always the latter, right? It's never really the former. I've realized this. It's always the latter in a sense where if your cost per leads are cheap, typically the quality is not good. Okay, so I'll always try and vouch for, cost per leads not to be too cheap, okay? Because again, I've always realized that it's never really about quantity but quality, okay? So to really give you guys the best advice on how much you should be spending online, particularly within Facebook advertising, I would say anywhere between $400 to $600 a month. If you guys want high quality leads and over 100 leads, okay, I would say $400 to $600. That's really gonna help you. And here's the thing why, okay? Because let's say you've got a 5% closing rate, right? Conversion rate. If you got a 5% conversion rate, those 100 leads, you're typically gonna be able to be under a contract with one client in a space of a month, okay? Maybe in the space of a few weeks. Certain people, the outliers, can do it in a few days. But the purpose of online advertising, the purpose of, paying for online ads is you don't only just want to focus on the short-term goal, which is obviously closing more deals. You want to obviously focus on the long-term goal, which is filling up your contact list. Right? Because the more people you have into your contact list, the more people you can follow up with, the more people you can, get referrals from. Okay? That is the whole overall strategy. Because here's the thing, if you're not focusing on long term, right? If you're only focusing on short term, you're really gonna suffer in the long term. Okay? So every time I get this question on how much should I be spending on advertising, I always say you want to keep your long-term end goal in mind, where it's all about don't focus on being too cheap. Okay, focus on getting high quality leads, but also focus on getting a high quality quantity amount of leads coming into your database over time. Okay, so for example, I would rather have 100 quality leads, right, in 1 month, or let me rather say in like 3 months, than 1,000 bad quality leads in a space of 1 month. And the reason why is because if you're gonna get bad quality leads, or leads that just aren't necessarily interested, or leads that wouldn't convert over time, again, look, how you quantify lead quality is all dependent on your strategy. I would rather get high quality leads into my database, because those are the ones that are going to open my emails. Those are the ones that are going to book calls with me. Those are the ones that are essentially going to help me, in the long term, whether they're interested in buying now, or in the future. They are the type of people that I want to work with, okay? And high quality lead also for me, right, for my clients, what I'd like to think is people or clients that, know, like, and trust you, respect you, see you as a professional, okay? They're not going to blame you for anything that happens within the industry, because they understand the nature of real estate, and they understand, what you have to do, because you are basically going to be taking them from basically point A to point B, but then the journey, right, has got a lot of, mazes and, potholes and, just barriers that's really going to help you get to your end goal. So they understand that. And that's the kind of clients that you want to work with, okay? But if you're going to be cheap about it, and if you just want a quantity of leads, okay, because you have your short-term goal in mind, then you're obviously going to be getting a high quantity of leads. And now those high quantity of leads, they're not going to be opening your emails, which is going to harm your reputation rate, which means that it's going to tell your email provider, or whichever company you're working with, that people are not opening your emails. Therefore, they're not going to be delivering your emails to the right audience, okay? Or if you do get those leads that want to speak to you, that want to set up an appointment with you, you end up realizing that they don't respect you. They don't necessarily respect real estate agents. They're giving you a whole lot of trouble. They're emotionally supercharged. They're all over the place. It's just a mess, okay? And that's what happens when you think short term. I always like to think, real estate is very similar to business. If you're a real estate agent, my previous video, I spoke about, whether are you self-employed or whether you're a business owner, and why you should focus on becoming a business owner and move away from becoming self-employed is because, again, self-employed real estate agents always have short-term goals in mind, okay? Where it's a situation of, $600, well, actually, I could spend that $600 on, some clothes, or I could spend that $600 on just menial stuff, right? Things that are not going to help them improve, right? Whereas someone who's a business owner would be like, that $600, I would rather get 100 quality leads than, spend $100 and get 1,000 bad quality leads, or, spend that money on just menial stuff, right? So you really want to start focusing on the long-term goal in mind. And number two, you want to start focusing on getting quality people into your contact list, because the more quality people you have into your contact list, the better your deals are going to become over time, right? Now, I love this quote by Albert Einstein, and he says that compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Those who understand it earn from it, and those who don't pay from it. It's very simple. At the end of the day, time will be the end all be all, right, in terms of seeing who actually really invested in long-term strategies and who invested in short-term strategies. It's the reasons why top producers will always become successful over time, all the time, because they think about the long term in mind, right? So that's the same thing that you want to be focused on when it comes to thinking about how much you spend on advertising. If it is cheap, okay, if it is cheap, you should question it, right? You get what you pay for, guys, at the end of the day, right? Walmart and Gucci. If you buy a top from Walmart, if you buy a top from Gucci, which one's going to last longer? Okay, let's move the brand out of the picture. Which one's going to last longer? Okay, if you're gonna buy a cheap travel bag from a specific store, and if you're gonna buy an expensive travel bag from Goyard or Gucci or Fendi, which one's gonna last longer, right? So it's sort of like you need to add in the opportunity cost, and also how much are you losing in the long term again? Because if you're gonna buy something that's cheap, okay, it's not gonna work, and guess what? You're gonna have to buy something else again, right? And here's the thing: if you don't learn your lesson right now, in a sense where if you buy something that's cheap and it doesn't give you the returns that you want or the results that you want, and then you again thinking of the short-term goal in mind, right, you're now like, oh, okay, maybe this doesn't work, let me go get something else that's cheap or cheaper, right? Now you basically going down this rabbit hole of these cheap services, and guess what? You're basically going to be spending, if not more money than you would if you just invested in something that is a little pricey, okay, but it's going to guarantee you results. So you want to start looking at those things and those variances, because at the end of the day, okay, I cannot tell you how much you should be spending on advertising. It's very difficult. I don't even know what is your goal in mind, or I don't even know what type of advertising you would like to look at. But if we're speaking about advertising, I would say you want to invest in something that, one, you can track, two, you can actually see results yourself, right? And three, something that's tangible, something that you can keep, right? Which is data, okay? And that's one of the most important things. And that's the reason why I say online advertising is the best, because it gives you all three. And most importantly, if you're doing it the right way, okay, these are people that are approaching you, people that need your help, people that need your expertise, people that know you, people that reach out to you and say, hey, so-and-so, I need you to help me, okay? Not you getting leads, right, from these companies that just give you recycled leads, right? Leads from the trash can, okay? Honestly, I don't understand why people still do this, right? And then now you have to call them, okay, and convince them that you are the one to help them with their transaction. You don't want those kind of leads. I don't even understand why some of you guys even invest in those things, okay? You want them to come to you, right? Goes back to power versus force theory. Okay, you do not want to force your way into your prospect's mind or trying to influence them. You basically want to have the power that's going to pull them to you. Okay, so to answer your question, there is no answer, right? If you want to spend money on advertising, it depends on your strategy, on your goal. Do you want to go online? Do you want to not go online? But because I'm an expert at online advertising, if you do want to go online, I would say use Facebook. No, don't boost your post. Watch my videos. Okay. Number two, invest at least $400 to $600. Okay. Nothing less than that. You can invest less. Don't get me wrong. You can invest less. But again, it goes back to the two things, right? It's either you're going to get cheap leads, and those cheap leads could be bad quality leads, okay, or you're going to get a high quantity of leads that aren't going to be great. So you really want to look into those things of, you know, do you want quality, do you want quantity, and at the same time, who are you trying to serve, what are your end goal in mind, and just think about the long term. So I trust you guys got a lot of value from this. If you did, hit the subscribe button, as well as clicking on the notification bell just so that you're notified each and every single time that I upload. And if you found massive value from this video, I would really appreciate a like, just so that my video is just basically featured on a lot of people who would find a lot of value in this video. And just comment down below, let me know what you guys think of the video. But that's it for me, guys, and my beautiful chest again. I'll see you guys in the next video.